Hello. I hope we are already live. So,
We're
hi
live.
Vladimir. Hello.
Hi, Vlad.
Well,
We'll
happy.
wait a few moments for people to join.
Definitely, it's a nice way of spending the Friday afternoon. And yeah, if the people already joined, thanks everybody for joining. I know
Yeah,
that everybody is waiting for the weekend, but hopefully you will stay with us at least for 30, 35, maybe 40 minutes, because we really have a very interesting message for you to share today.
yeah, definitely. And weather here is not really good. It's already dark, rainy, so it's nice, nice webinar to spend like 45 minutes or an hour, and then start weekend.
Well, as long as it is cloudy, that's very good for us. So let's see how it will go.
Well, pun intended.
Okay, so probably we should start. Vladimir, I'll definitely pass the word to you because I'm here at your invitation and thank you for having me today. So after you.
Thanks for joining. I will switch quickly to Serbian and
Perfect.
do a short intro of how we imagined these webinars, and then I will switch, of course, back to English and give you word.
Oh, thanks a
Okay.
lot. Unfortunately, I'm not speaking Serbian, so hopefully no
I
one
think
will
you
mind that I will
understand. You
continue.
understand a bit. So,
Cool. Thanks a lot.
dobar dan svima. Kao što smo pomenuli, već napolju se poprilično smrklo, kišovito je. Na pravom ste mestu da, kako bih rekao, ubijete 45 minuta pre početka zapravo vikenda i pre kraja petka, barem radnog dela petka. Ne znam, imamo li posetilaca, gledalaca koji ne pričaju srpski, možda mogu da se prebacim i na engleski. Ako ima, slobodno bacite komentar, pa ću preći na engleski. Kako smo zamislili seriju događaja, odnosno znate da mi u SerbianTechu volimo da organizujemo događaje koji donose neku vrednost zajednici. Ovoga puta smo planirali seriju događaja sa Revolgyjem, koji je Google Cloud Premier partner. Tako da ako razmišljate o migraciji vaše platforme na cloud ili želite da isprobate jednostavno cloud, da vidite o čemu se tu radi, kako možete lako da skalirate, ne mora vas koštati bogatstvo, ne morate uložiti previše vremena, tu je Vlad da nam ispriča kako Google Cloud Premier partner može biti od pomoći i kakav je to program koji je Revolgy osmislio sa Googleom, a koji je namenjen startupima. So, Vlad,
I think I already understood. Definitely, I think I understood quite a lot of words.
I
Definitely,
thought
when it comes to
you'll understand. So,
well, totally agree with you. When you are mentioning the benefits of cloud, so I heard plenty of those, and I heard what is our premier tier. So thanks first of all for having me today. As I said at the very beginning, I'm super happy to be here, and I'm super excited to basically move forward our journey and the great things that we have done in other regions. One of the main goals why we are here today is because we really want to help even more the startup ecosystem, but not only from the entire Adriatic region. And because our plan as a company is to expand more and more and to really become like a global company. So maybe I'll start with a few words about the company. I personally joined the company like almost 3 years ago, and since then we really did amazing things together, not only within the company but also together with Google. We've managed to expand to new offices, to new regions, and we took over the great success stories that we started in Czech Republic, in our offices in Prague. We opened a new office in London so we can cover better the UK and Ireland market. Then we expanded to Nordics. I'm Romanian, and I'll also come back a bit to me and to my story. And as you can see, together with Vladimir, we are also supporting quite a lot the Serbian market and also the Adriatics. When it comes to our background as a company, we did 25 years in 2021. So actually 25 years this month. And our vision for the future is to really focus on the sustainability and to continue our story in growing the business using the cloud technologies. We do have a strong and long relationship with Google. Basically, our story with them started in 2007 when we were all discussing about Google Apps for Business, what we are calling today the G Suite or the Google Workspace. And I'm pretty sure that everybody is using a Gmail account, at least at a personal level. And since that moment, we scaled our business quite a lot, and we are currently supporting more than 2,000 customers all across the world. After that, a couple of years ago, to be more precise, 5 6 years ago, we started our journey with the Google Cloud. It was like a normal step for us to move into the cloud industry and to help the companies in their mission of migrating to cloud. And we couldn't do that without becoming an infrastructure specialized partner or without having the cloud migration specialization, as you can see on this slide. And for sure, we continue to improve and to migrate the collaboration and cooperation applications to Google Workspace as part of our work transformation mission, and to help the companies in doing all the change management. Since then, our story moved forward. We became one of the top ranked partners, not only in CE, but also in the DACH region, Nordics region. Now we are looking for Adriatics, and most likely we'll also start some other activities in the MENA regions. By the way, Vladimir, feel free to stop me or to put me any kind of questions at any point during the presentation, because I really want to make this very, very interactive. And if there are any questions in the Q&A sections, let's put them here, and let's maybe reply to them on the spot.
Yeah. So if there are any questions, feel free to put it in a comment box, and we will answer right away, or just wait until the end, and then we will answer questions. Of course, there will be takeaways, so stay with us until the end.
Yeah, that's definitely my recommendation. I mean, we kept what's the best for the end, because it's important to understand why it's real beneficial for the companies, even if they are at the very beginning, like startups, where they never had any kind of cloud accounts in the past, to really start working with a partner. I'm not necessarily referring to Revolgy, but why working directly with a partner, right? Because that's a very, very important to do it in order to make sure that you start your journey properly. Now, we've discussed a bit about our story. Maybe it's also very important to understand the type of customers that we helped in the past. As you can see here, we are working with, let's say, customers from different industries. We have customers from the retail vertical, financial customers, corporate customers, startup customers. So basically companies of all sizes and from different industries. We basically supported them from the very beginning, and we really helped them scale to make sure that they are growing as they wanted from the very, very beginning. When it comes to the services, I'll probably start with describing a bit our service stacks, right? We said that we don't want to replace the relationship with Google. We want to act more like an extension of Google. So you shouldn't see us in the middle between your relationship at Google. You should really see us as an additional support, right? As an additional team alongside Google. So one of the most important service that we are providing is actually the access to the cloud platform. And I would really recommend not necessarily to focus on the text, because we are anyway going to share this presentation with all the audience and all the participants, and definitely with the SerbianTech community. So first of all, what we are doing, we are helping the customers to go to the cloud. And that means opening an account for the customers, providing the 24/7 advice and guidance support. And I'll stop a bit here. Everybody nowadays has the possibility to open their own account, either as a physical person by enrolling the credit card, either as a legal entity. But that means that you will need to struggle with all the operations and configurations by your own. And if you need any kind of support, to raise some support tickets directly to Google. you will definitely receive an answer. But depending on how critical your business is, you might want to receive that answer faster. Although we don't offer any kind of SLAs for this 24/7 advice and guidance support, because once again it's offered for free. According to our internal KPIs, we really need to reply to all those tickets, support tickets, in less than 12 hours, right? So by default, you get a better customer experience that comes with no additional cost for you. More than that, you gain access to what we are calling the Revolgy My Services portal. This is a self-service portal that you can use not only to raise support tickets to us, but also to track them, to basically manage your billing accounts, to change different roles on your GCP account, to add or remove different employees that, I don't know, are coming to the company or are leaving the company, or to change, for example, your payment methods from credit card to bank transfers via invoices, and so on. But most important than that, because I was telling you at the very beginning, why to work with the partner is because the partner can help you get additional financial, let's say, benefits. And we are going to discuss a bit today about partner service funds, basically financial investments from Google, cash if you want, that it's allocated to Revolgy as a partner to help you during the migration process, or to help you run a successful POC, to make sure that the technology is working for your specific business scenario. This is one type of support that you can get, and the second one are the credits. By default, when opening an account with Revolgy, you can get up to $300 to play with the technology, to use those for testing, to be your playground if you want. And for sure, once you are convinced about, let's say, the benefits of the cloud, and once you are making sure that the technology works for you, we can stay together and work together at a more detailed business plan, and who knows, maybe at the migration plan, so you can get even more support from us and from Google together. Speaking of this, we are not limiting ourselves only to the platform and to the access, because this is something that you can also do by your own, right? And we have developed multiple service stacks. And once again, sorry that the size of the text is that little, but again, I wouldn't focus the text. I wouldn't follow the text. I'll more follow a bit the image, the table. We have developed our own service stacks. These are custom services that we are providing on top of the platform to help you basically have the best customer experience when running your workloads to the cloud. And I will start with the one which is probably the most important: architecting your new environment, right? You are already running something on-prem. You know what you are running there. You have a lot of dependencies, and you like to make sure that the transition to the cloud is going to be as smooth as possible. So there are two approaches here. Either you can start designing the new GCP environment on your own and ask for our support, right? And again, it's optional. You can do it by yourself, right? We are not obliging you in any way to work together with us, because we can anyway be in the background for you in case you need advice or guidance. Or you can work directly with our architecting team to let our architects build a new environment for you. And depending on your approach, about that we are going to discuss a bit later in the migrate service stack, do the proper architecture design using the cloud framework adoption methodologies, or basically using the best practices. Why we are doing that? Because from our experience, we know that the companies, when moving to the cloud, they want to do it very, very fast, right? They want to make sure that their workloads are running. They are not necessarily focused on, let's say, the reliability, the cost efficiency, or the security of the cloud. They are starting with small projects, and if everything goes well, they are doing the rollout. So we can be next to you and to support you in this journey when it comes to designing the new environment. But that's not all, right? You also need to build and configure the GCP environment. You probably need some support because you like to go for infrastructure as code, because you like to have much more scalability. you would like to probably use some other third parties, some other open source solutions like Terraform in order to run that. And if you don't have the, let's say, the internal capacity or the internal skills in order to do it, we'll again be here for you to support you in this regard. And one of the last service stacks that, and again, very important that we have developed is the migrate package. We know that the migration itself needs to be very, very well planned and detailed, and I don't know, to take care of all the dependencies from your system. So together with our engineers and together with a dedicated project manager, we can support you plan properly all the milestones of the migration project. Regardless if you are discussing about, I don't know, a lift and shift, which should be an easy one, or if we are discussing about, let's say, replatforming, I don't know, to services like Cloud Run or to Cloud SQL and so on. And the last service stack that we are positioning in this professional services area is the professional services itself, right? You might have some situations when you just need some ad hoc support from our team, or I don't know, you have a lack of capacity because someone left the team and you need to replace it and create a hybrid team together with us. That's what we are calling, let's say, on-demand consultancy, and not necessarily only advice and guidance, but purely hands-on consultancy, and some engineers working directly with you in a hybrid approach. On top of that, so we have the platform at the bottom. We have the professional services. Again, I'll highlight this as being purely optional. If you are self-sufficient, you can only run with the Google Cloud Platform and have the advice and guidance from us. And we have also developed what we are calling the managed services. Incident management, I think it's very self-explanatory in the way that it provides to you incident and monitoring and alerting, right? That which comes in conjunction with the GCP. For sure, if the entire environment on GCP has been architected and built by us, the incident management will be very, very easy to deploy, right? Otherwise, we are usually doing an assessment together with you and make sure that your infrastructure is ready for such a service, which is similar to the support packages that you can get directly from Google. And we are also offering a more advanced service that we are calling operations management. Again, self-explanatory in the way that we are taking care of the full operations of your infrastructure when it comes to deploying, configuring, patching, doing some upgrades, and also taking care of the FinOps of your platform, right? Making sure that you have a playbook, making sure that we define together how to solve different incidents, and for sure, probably the most important thing that I forgot to mention, these managed services are tied to specific SLAs. Vladimir, do we have any questions so far?
I think it's all good. I was just wondering, wouldn't all of this work be a bit expensive for startups, or maybe that will be at the end of the event? Like you mentioned credits, you mentioned some other options, so maybe just wait till the end. Maybe I was just rushing a bit.
No. I think the question comes at the proper time, right? Because we were discussing about all these services, and I'll like to make a step back. Give me 1 second. I hope everybody can see this slide. So the platform itself already comes with some free consultancies by default, right? So you don't need to pay anything extra in case you are self-sufficient and you already have like a skilled team that knows how to operate the cloud. But if you need hands-on, let's say, additional hands-on support from our team, we can go with these service tags for sure. These are professional services that will require booking some engineers and architects from our team from another project and bringing to this new project that we are starting, let's say, with a startup. And this might come with an additional cost. But the good thing is that for some of these services, we can use the professional service funds from Google, depending on the business case that we are building with the company. And you have anticipated very, very well. what are basically the benefits of working with a partner, and what is the benefit that we are bringing on the table using this program that green program that we have developed with Google. So I will definitely skip the description of the services, because as I've mentioned at the very beginning, we are going to share the slides with the audience, and I will go straight to the takeaways, right? So why we are saying that we are here to enable, or to enable the growth for the startups? Because first of all, we provide access to all the tools and the services that Google is using to build their ecosystem, right? They are using GCP, they are using Google Workspace internally, and they are using a bunch of other services at the infrastructure level. So we are making these services accessible to the companies, but in the same time with some additional benefits from our side. And I would like to the audience to keep in mind the followings. The main benefit of working with a partner is because they might have access to the partner fundings, which is cash allocated to us to basically leverage part of those service tax that I mentioned earlier. Or if they are self-sufficient and they don't need our support, they can just ask for the credits. And based on that, we are going to build a business case. We are going to understand, okay, what will be the TCO, the total cost of ownership of their solution on GCP. And we are going to engage in a very transparent discussion together with the Google sales team, with the Google engineering team. We are going to scale that, and we are going to support the startups with some credits. Let me know if so far I answered your question.
Yes, definitely.
Cool. Thanks a lot. And it's not only about that. There are always the free consultations from our side. And for the services that are new, right, the new services that Google is launching, we can always have the possibility to include the companies in the early test processes. I don't know, for products that are in the early stages of the development, alpha, beta, and so on. We can, by default, increase the quotas for their GCP services. We have customers that, for example, were struggling quite a lot in increasing their GPU quotas. The GPUs are probably the most, let's say, valuable resources from the Google Cloud infrastructure. And for sure, the quotas are limited. So in order to increase those, you need to raise a lot of support tickets to Google to explain your business case, or by default, you can work with a premier partner like Revolgy to have those quotas increased, or to let us engaged with the Google support team, because we already have access to their let's say product teams due to our back-to-back agreement with Google. And for sure, if you are using the Google Maps for Business, by default, we can unlock for you 4 additional pricing tiers, which are 4 additional level of discounts. By default, Google offers 3. We can offer up to 7, and that's only by having the GCP or the Google Maps account under us. I'm saying GCP or Google Maps because both of them are accessible from the same console. That's when it comes to GCP. But let's not forget that we started with Google Workspace, right? So definitely we are providing the same type of support and guidance for Google Workspace as well. Into the My Services platform, you can basically consolidate all your Google products that are related to infrastructure and collaboration. On top of that, we are right now supporting quite a lot of customers to make the transition from GCP to Google Workspace, because starting from January, all the accounts will be automatically converted to Google Workspace editions, and we are advising right now the customers how to do it in a proper way, if it makes sense or not to, for example, upgrade to a higher SKU. And for sure, if we are discussing about having them under Revolgy or migrating them to a higher SKU, they can also get some additional benefits like better financial conditions from us. So this is in a nutshell what we wanted to present to the audience today. Definitely those two slides, the last 2 slides that I presented, are some key takeaways that we would like to pass to the community. We really encourage the community to get in contact with us, to help them and advise them how to open the accounts, how to make it in a proper way, and for sure to help them from the very beginning to build their GCP environments in a proper, reliable, efficient, and scalable way. And it's not only about that, about startups. If we are having people that are coming, let's say, from corporate and enterprise, or from some, let's say, already established companies, we can also provide quite a lot of support on Locker and AppSheet. These are new services and launched by Google. New. They are not new anymore, but probably for some of the people here are quite new because they are already 2 years old. And we can also advise them on these two technologies. We can help them get access to the services or engage with the Google resources, like the customer engineers that are taking care of these services. So, I've managed to basically compress everything in like 25 minutes, but we still have time for some questions. So if there are any questions on the chat, I'll be more than happy to answer to them.
Thanks, Vlad. I think you're good on timing, because longer webinars, like everyone like to have dynamic talk and pretty fast info. So if I understood well, GCP consists of quite a few services, and sometimes even companies or startups, founders, or even tech guys are not aware or don't know really how to use those services, and that's where you can jump in as a premier partner.
Well, definitely this has been a, let's say, a business presentation, to say it like this. It was not like an expert session necessarily. My purpose today was not to jump into the details, very details of the technical aspects of the solutions, and to be a bit more focused on how to get access to those services. I wouldn't say that the founders or especially the technical persons don't know how to use those, right? Because most of the GCP engineers, the cloud engineers, used to be sysadmins in the past, so they know how to do it. But from time to time, they need to consult with some expert, with a certified resource, and it's better to do it with us, because for sure it's for free, rather than to start paying and searching on the portals. Okay, who are the partners that I need to engage with? Where should I go? Should I go to the Google support? Should I engage with the partner? Who are the partners from Adriatic? So on and so forth. So we will always be there, and that's why we have built that portal. So you can basically raise the ticket directly from the console. I can see another question. Tell us some interesting startup project you did, maybe Connectis, Rolik, and Rovi. Some experience, how they scale. Well, I'll probably start with Connectis, because I was definitely taking care of that project. The company, or the management of the company, is from Romania, and they wanted to start with the dialog flow. The technology is quite new, but it helps the contact center to basically integrate with voice bots, right, with the IVRs, and to help the physical agents to reply, let's say, faster to the requests coming from the customer. We are discussing about contact centers, so definitely everybody wants to have their like a low response waiting time, to put it like this. And the technology was new for them. We did like a POC. It took like 3 months in order to deploy it, because the dialog flow needed quite a lot of let's say, quite a lot of work on the business scenarios behind. In the call center industry, those have like a specific definition. Those are standard operating procedures. So you really need to follow some flows that you'll need to integrate with the dialog flow, like a business logic that you will need to upload, and based on some schema to reply to different requests that are coming from the customers. All in one, the project went pretty well, right? We allocated quite a lot of time for the preparation of the business logic behind, then the integration with the dialog flow, and the most important thing, the handover to the customer, because we really wanted to pass all our knowledge to the customer. So we are here to support you whenever you need us, but we also want to make sure that you will be able at some point to run your infrastructure by your own, right? You don't want to be dependent on the partner, or to have kind of a lock-in. Everybody's trying to avoid this nowadays. With Ruby, although Ruby is not my customer, my personal customer, it's definitely the Revolgy customer. I'll encourage everyone to follow our success story with that. There is a nice video running on YouTube. So if you are passionate about cycling, go for it. Download their application and start practicing. I mean, the guys are doing an amazing job there.
Yeah, I also saw the video. It's really nice, really good.
Yeah, indeed, it's amazing.
So I also took some notes. So basically, Google Cloud partner can help companies speed up communication with the support, which is really important for startups, so they can move fast. And you enable more credits. Just for me, registering through Revolgy, I get more credits to test out my idea or do whatever, test out GCP. And also you enable these companies to basically get your professional services for free via partner funding.
You sum it up. You sum it quite well, I would say. I think that there are roughly 5 steps, to put it like this. We can help you open the account. By default, you have $300 in credits. Again, without any kind of business case, as a playground if you want. You also get our free advice and consulting in case you are already self-sufficient and you know how to basically play with the GCP services. You can have access to our service tags, professional services, as you said. Those are optional. But if you need our support, we can definitely let's say activate those for you, which might come with a cost which can be covered from the professional service funds from Google. And further, we can always rely on us to stay next to you, so that any issue will appear, let's say during your cloud journey, you can always engage with us. Again, if it will be advice or consultancy, that will be free of charge. If you will need for example, to do a full migration, that's a project that we will need to scale together and to see how we are going to fund it. But definitely there will be some additional support than by running everything on your own.
Nice. I think that's pretty good deal. Is there any like eligibility criteria, or how should I register through Revolgy? Like ping you over email, or I don't know.
Definitely, and I think if I didn't put my I think my contact details should already be on the screen. Feel free to reach out directly to me via the email address. Feel free to use the Revolgy website, the contact us section. Very short. Tell us what is basically your need, and once we receive your contact details, we will make sure to engage with you immediately. We usually reply to you to the requests in one day. We are staying together. We are let's say evaluating your request. What will be your successful KPIs? We are opening the accounts for you, and after that we start working together. We didn't want to put like a threshold, right, that is necessarily tied to the spending, because we really wanted to have a super simple value proposition and really make the cloud, especially the GCP, accessible to everyone.
Nice. And I'm also taking on me, so feel free to shoot email on my address, and I will forward to Vlad and connect the dots.
And definitely, Vladimir, we should make sure that the next session will be physical for sure, if we will have the possibility to travel, because unfortunately we are already in that wave 5 that is somehow banning us for traveling. But I'm really looking forward to come in Belgrade, to stay together and to have an event together. And why not? Definitely we can also have someone from Google there that will support this activity.
Nice. Yeah, that would be amazing. I think it will gain a lot of interest from audience. And maybe we can plan, I don't know, Q1 next year, because now it's going to be holidays and stuff, and probably people will be out for quite a few days around New Year.
That sounds amazing. So let's make sure that we are going to create. Let's create a series out of this session. Let's take this as our first session or webinar. Hopefully, the next one is going to be physical. And this being said, I would definitely like to thank to the people that stayed together with us today. Always feel free to ping me directly, to reach out to my LinkedIn profile, to visit our website. I don't know, even if you have a question or something that you would like to clarify, we will be there for you. It's part of our job. We really love helping companies grow and provide useful information. And this being said, thank you as well, Vladimir, for inviting me to this session, and looking forward to the next one.
Thank you, Vlad, for really valuable information, and I hope startups will start using cloud or expand their cloud usage.
That's we are all looking for. So fingers crossed to them.
Once more in Serbian, hvala svima još jednom. Ostanite uz nas za narednu seriju webinara koje ćemo organizovati nakon praznika.